up your bones in your vintage dresses. You are the strangest animal. I make a double of your heart, just in case you lose mine. I made a double of your heart, just in case you lose mine. I will wait for another season and carry your doubts. Invisible happiness. Everything you ever wanted.
All right. Good evening, everyone. I'd like to call to order this session of the Tacoma Park City Council. Will the clerk please call the roll?
Mayor Stewart.
Here.
Councilmember Kovar.
Here.
Councilmember Dabala.
Present.
Councilmember Costick.
Here.
Councilmember Stevens.
Present.
Councilmember Smith. Councilmember Searcy.
Here. Awesome. Terrific. All right. Tonight is a special session of the Tacoma Park City Council. We are going to certify our election results. But before we do that, we have a bit of just sort of cleanup to do. We have adoption of minutes from April 6th, 13th, 18th, 20th, and 25th, and 27th. April was a very busy month, obviously. And I know I sent the city clerk a couple of small minor changes. Would someone like to move adoption of the minutes?
So moved.
Councilmember DeBala moved, Councilmember Siemens second. Any other changes or conversation about the minutes? Seeing none, all those in favor of adopting the minutes from April of this year, please say aye. Aye. Any opposed? Any abstaining? All right, that's adoption of the minutes. No other changes we have no changes to our agenda this evening. And the last meeting of this city council will be Monday night, where we'll have a few other minutes to adopt. And then we will have the swearing in of our new mayor and city council. And so that is Monday night here in the auditorium at 7:30. I encourage everyone to please come to that. Spread the word. It is a great event, and we'll have a reception afterwards. And so before we certify the results, I think I'm turning it over to our Board of Elections. No, I'm not.
Yes.
I am.
You are. We have Matt Ling. He's
All
the
right.
interim chair of the Board of Elections.
Great. Hi, Matt.
I'm red now.
You're on now.
Okay, try this again. Hi, everyone. My name is Matt Ling. I'm the interim chair of the Tacoma Park Board of Elections. I've been on the board since 2019, so this is my second election with y'all. And I'm here to present the results of the 2022 Tacoma Park municipal elections. Before that, though, I wanted to thank a few people who really showed up. We had a lot of residents show up to help out, and it was quite a bit of work. Rhonda Reeves, Nadare Lee, the Youth Council, city staffers Curtis Antonucci, Chris Jones, and of course Jesse, and of course Arthur David Olson, who's really been indispensable through this whole process. I think everyone should have the certification report in front of you. So I just was going to go through some of these numbers and try to explain them. I know the report isn't completely self-evident what it means, but of the 11,743 registered voters in Tacoma Park, we received 5,844 ballots. That's through the drop boxes, through at here, at the Recreation Center, through the USPS, the Postal Service, the P.O. box there. Of those, 88 ballots were rejected, which is about a 1.5 rejection rate. It's about average. I'm happy to answer any questions about any of these reasons for why ballots were rejected. 5,756 ballots were accepted and counted, so that came to about a 49.77% turnout. Not quite 50%, but I think we're still happy with it. Of those ballots, 734 ballots were cast in person on Election Day. 2,771 ballots were received before Election Day through the mail, and then 2,251 ballots were received on or after Election Day, not including the 734 ballots that were cast in person. So I'm just going to read off the results here, and I'm really sorry if I mispronounce anyone's name. For the mayor race, Talisha Searcy received 2,974 votes. Seth Grimes received 1,659 votes. Jarrett Smith received 1,061 votes, and there were 18 write-in votes. For Council Ward 1, Shayna Fulcher received 792 votes. Elizabeth Wallace received 288 votes. Mark Sherman received 274 votes, and the write-in was 10, had 10 write-in votes. For Ward 2, Sunita Bala received 1,010 votes, and there were 62 write-in votes. For Ward 3, Randy Gibson received 601 votes, and Mimi Diaz received 485 votes. Alex Haddon received 285 votes, and there were 2 write-in votes. So this race, because there was no majority, it went to a runoff, and the tabulator removed the bottom 2 candidates as having no chance to win. So in that second round, Randy Gibson received 726 votes, and Mimi Diaz received 622 votes. For Ward 4, Terry Siemens received 559 votes, and the write-in received 17. There were 17 write-in votes. For Ward 5, Kara Honzak received 236 votes. A.J. Campbell received 159 votes. Yared Tababu received 92 votes, and there were no write-in votes. Because, again, there was no one who had received over 50% of the votes, it went to a second round, with Mr. Tababu being eliminated. So in the second round, Kara Honzak received 265 votes. A.J. Campbell received 187 votes, and there was one write-in vote. Finally, for Ward 6, Jason Small received 268 votes. Mike Moore received 222 votes. Ambrose Agasse received 100 votes, and Raju Charles received 57 votes. And there were 5 write-in candidates. Again, this went to a runoff. So on the second ballot, all 3 bottom candidates were eliminated as having no chance of winning. The result of the second ballot was Jason Small had 313 votes, and Mike Moore had 294 votes. So I guess the winners for the mayor race was Talisha Searcy. For the Ward 1 race, it was Shana Fulcher. For the Ward 2 race, it was Cindy Dybala. For the Ward 3 race, it was Randy Gibson. The Ward 4 race, it was Terry Siemens. The Ward 5 race, it was Kara Honzak. And the Ward 6 race was Jason Small. And below those results, you can see the votes for mayor by ward. And you can also see how the votes were transferred in the runoffs. And I'm happy to explain that. The term exhausted means when a ballot only has first choice selection, and then if that candidate is eliminated and no other selections after that, that ballot is considered exhausted. So I'm happy to answer any questions y'all might have.
Great. Well, thank you so much for all this work. I know it was a great deal of work over the last week, and we want to extend our thanks first and foremost to you as the interim chair and to the entire Board of Elections and all the volunteers and our city staff for a very successful city election. So thank you so much. Any other questions or comments that folks would like to make? Councilman Dybala and then Siemens.
I don't have any questions, but I want to echo the thanks because I know how hard it's been. It's just been a lot. And this is it. This is democracy in action. And I really appreciate all the volunteers, the board, the youth council, the staff. This has been yet another successful Tacoma Park election. Thank you all. And thanks to the voters for voting.
Councilmember Siemens.
Thank you, Mayor, and thank you and the rest of the crew that made this possible and as efficiently as I think we've seen in Tacoma Park, which is usually very efficient. So, again, compliments to the work of the board and all the volunteers who helped. I wanted to ask the city clerk if she had any feedback on the election process, that things that we should think about for the future.
There are definitely thoughts about what to think about in the future, but probably tonight is not the time to address them. I know the board wants to meet and discuss some ideas and come back to you with some suggestions.
Okay, great. Thank you.
Great. Mayor-elect Searcy.
Well, thank you so much for all of the hard work that the board did, not only on election day, but leading up to election day. I know that there was a lot of education that had to happen and a lot of work and thought went into all of the steps that you all took. And just want to again reiterate my appreciation for the volunteers on election day, the people who counted, the people who were working the polls. It was an all hands on deck, and just really appreciate everyone chipping in and all of the voters and all of the people who ran for office. This is amazing, the number of people who went out to seek elected office in the city. I would be interested and definitely look forward to working with the board once you all have had some time to rest a little bit and decompress around next steps in terms of addressing some of the challenges. I think I've said this all along. This particular election season tested ranked choice voting to the max, perhaps more than we've seen ever. And so there's a lot of fruitful lessons learned that I think will be really helpful for the future council to take on. But again, thank you all so much. It was a great election, and I appreciate all of your hard work.
Councilman Costick?
I want to add my thanks to those that have already been shared. A huge thank you to the Board of Elections, to the volunteers, to the staff members who made this possible, and to all the voters. I think we can be really proud of the way the election process was run and all of the energy that went into it. And I want to give a huge thanks to all of the members of the community who ran for office. Congratulations to those who won, and thank you to those who did not. It is a really important thing to run, even when you're not successful, and it's a great tribute to your engagement and the level of importance you place and value in the community. So I want to thank everyone, and looking forward to our new incoming council.
Great, thank you. Councilmember Kovar?
Thank you, and just very briefly, thanks to everybody that everyone has already mentioned. And I just want to then say one other thing. When we look around the country and see that democracy at times has been under attack, it's really wonderful and refreshing to see how well it works here. And when you see who does the work of counting it, obviously we have paid staff and Jesse Carpenter, but a lot of the work is done by volunteers. And if you watched any of the coverage, that's who does it everywhere. And so we're just blessed to have people here who are willing to do that, and I think we could hold up what we did to any other election anywhere in the country and be very proud of it. So thanks to everyone who was involved and to everyone who ran, whether they were successful or not. Thank you.
Thank you. So do we have to adopt these or anything by resolution, or are we just accepting them?
Our practice, the practice has always been the
Just to accept
board
them.
presents, they voted to certify the results, and they've
Great.
presented them to you tonight.
Terrific. All right. Well, thank you again. Thank you to everyone who ran. As my colleague said it takes a lot to even put yourself out there for yourself and your family. And I just want to personally thank and congratulate our mayor-elect, Talisha Searcy, our Council Ward 1 elect, Sheena Fulcher, coming back, Councilmember DeBala. Ward 3, we have Councilmember-elect Randy Gibson. Coming back, Terry Siemens. How many? What this will be?
It's been a couple.
It's been a couple. It's been a few. Just a few. And welcoming and congratulating Councilmember-elect Hosnak for Ward 5 and Ward 6 incoming Councilmember Jason Small. And I think with Jason we get a whole crew. So we're looking forward to that as well. And I just want to again please ask folks to join us in the celebration on Monday night as the new council gets sworn in and we turn over the gavel to the next council. So thank you all again for a smooth transition and an excellent election, and we'll see you Monday night. So we are adjourned. Thank you.